साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है, तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार। ओ साथी हो मितवा हो, साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है, तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार।
साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है, तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार। ला 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 ला, कितने दिनों के बाद की सूरत देखी है,
एक भगवान की तूती मूरत देखी है।
कितने दिनों के बाद की सूरत देखी है,
एक भगवान की तूती मूरत देखी है। पूजा के ये फूल न बिखरे,
प्यार की माला तू थे ना।
साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है, तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार।
साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है, तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार। ला 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 ला,
काश तुझे मैं अपनी उम्र दे पाती, मौत कर यूं आती मर कर जी जाती। काश तुझे मैं अपनी उम्र दे पाती, मौत कर यूं आती मर कर जी जाती।
छूते दुनिया भर हाथों से हाथ के राये छूते ना।
साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है,
तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार।
ओ साथी हो मितवा हो, साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है,
तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार।
साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है,
तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार। Jaish alongside Reshma M with studio. Yo, Jaish alongside Reshma M with studio. Yo, sweetness.
साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है, तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार। ओ साथी हो मितवा हो, साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है, तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार।
साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है, तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार। ला 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 ला, कितने दिनों के बाद की सूरत देखी है,
एक भगवान की तूती मूरत देखी है।
कितने दिनों के बाद की सूरत देखी है,
एक भगवान की तूती मूरत देखी है। पूजा के ये फूल न बिखरे,
प्यार की माला बात तेरा ये छूटे ना
साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है
तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार
ओ साथी हो मितवा हो साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है
तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार
साथी तेरा प्यार
The activities in Shogunas East began with a military parade before residents, cultural groups and families marched through the streets to an evening of entertainment featuring drumming, steel pan, dance and other cultural performances celebrating the journey to emancipation. Member of Parliament for Shogunas East, Vandana Mohit, reminded patrons that freedom was achieved through the sacrifices and resilience of those who fought for dignity, equality and justice.
Freedom was never handed to our ancestors. It was earned through sacrifice, perseverance, unwavering faith, and an unbreakable belief that every human being deserves dignity, equality, and respect.
She also praised the strong community participation, saying people from all walks of life came together to celebrate both their shared history and a collective future.
Shogunas East has demonstrated exactly what community looks like. Give yourselves a round of applause. People from every walk of life walked side by side this afternoon. Young, old, families, community organizations, cultural groups, and patriotic citizens came together with one common purpose: to celebrate our shared history and our shared future.
Minister of Culture and Development Michelle Benjamin encouraged young people to embrace cultural celebrations as opportunities for reflection.
It is about regaining our dignity. It is about speaking to the future and to the youths gathered here today. When you attend a cultural program, I need you to take time to reflect where we came from. And of course, it's always important to know where you came from, and that will help you secure your future.
Deputy Commissioner of Police Suzette Martin urged citizens to carry the spirit of emancipation beyond the celebrations by promoting respect, unity and responsibility.
As emancipation celebration continues, let us carry this spirit forward. Let us act responsibly, look out for one another, and remain guided by the values of respect, unity, justice, and hope. May the legacy of freedom continue to inspire us to build safer communities and a stronger and more unified nation.
Emancipation celebrations in Shogunas East continue the nationwide observance leading up to Emancipation Day on August 1st. Faith Chariot, TTT News.
National Carnival Commission Chairman Peter Kanhai, newly re-elected President of Tuco Ainsley King and President of Pantran Bego Beverly Ramsey Moore, toured the Lidyasu Omawale Emancipation Village 2026 on Tuesday evening with head of the Emancipation Support Committee, Zakia Ozoma Wadada. The tour was nothing short of a cultural immersion, as the group visited booths that captured African history, artifacts, clothing, and cuisine. The Freedom Tree allowed for the group to define what freedom means to them on a gold leaf that was later attached to strings that dangled among the powerful expressions of those who previously visited the village. Somewhere in between sampling sauces and greeting vendors, Mr. Kanhai observed Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Daryl Alaha, perusing clothing racks hoping to spot the perfect African wear. Chairman Kanhai said the change in location on the paved section of the Queen's Park Savannah was welcomed by the Emancipation Support Committee. He is urging citizens to visit the village that holds stories of the resilience, determination and beauty of African people.
As you can see, there has been a change this year in the location of the village, largely because the North Stand is still standing. But in speaking with the officials of the Emancipation Support, they are very happy with this space. They like the fact that they have all the greenery on the ground and so on. So we're very happy that they are very happy, and we would ask everybody to pay a visit to this Emancipation Village, as well as to support the vendors and the booths and so on.
Patrons will have the opportunity to visit the Legiasu Omowale Emancipation Village until July 31st. Kavion John, TTT News.
Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has announced the establishment of 30 joint army police posts in communities across the country in the upcoming 4 months. In a social media post, the Prime Minister explained that the joint army police posts will provide a sense of comfort and help communities regain the use of their public spaces, where she said for many years communities requested initiatives like these. Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar revealed 24 proposed locations, with 6 more to be determined. Some of the proposed locations are Taruba Flyover, Grand Bazaar Interchange, Kuva Interchange, Kelly Village, Carney, Eddie Hart Grounds, Tunapuna, Ikakas Junction, Lady Young Road near the walkover, and the junction of Tamina Road and Komoto Road. Mrs. Persad-Bissessar encouraged NGOs, business chambers, community groups and councils to adopt and support these posts and work with the security services.
Yes, sing.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk with the Phantom. I have with me here Mr. Suman Singh and our good friend from Venezuela, Dr. Parum Maraj.
Hello, good night, good night.
I want to welcome Parum. It's good to hear from you, my buddy. How is things over there in Venezuela?
Well, you can say we're going on, we're getting along.
Making some progress there, Parum?
Very little progress, but we are getting along there still. It's a lot of problems here. Well, now we have problems with the electricity supplies. But otherwise, hospital-wise and everything is functioning.
Oh, okay. That's good to hear, man.
Yeah.
So, Parum, we are looking at the proposal by the Prime Minister, these 30, police posts, that things that we've been proposing and suggesting here for the longest on this program.
Yeah.
And I find it, very satisfying that the Prime Minister is making that decision, listening to many of us in our request for police to be closer to us and the ability to respond much quicker. And I think this would serve greatly to have these police posts set up, because by the time you get a response from the police station, in some places the police station is also too far for somebody to get to the station, and so we want to bring things the protection at a closer range towards the people. The response must be a little bit swifter, and we are looking forward to the execution of this operation with the police post being deployed. Mr. Singh, Parum, you want your comments on that?
Well, police service, all security service is very important, but also there is the health service as well. All of them have to be combined in a way that any one of them you can get through very fast. Here in Venezuela, we have something like that, where the police is there in the same promises as the firemen and medical officers as well, or ambulance service as well. No, so protection is something that is have a psychological effect on the person to feel safe, and it's a very how you say mental health for our citizens. Not only protection, physical protection, but mental health. Now,
yeah, the stress comes with the
yes,
threat of being robbed, killed,
yes.
invaded in your home.
Before that used to happen here in Venezuela, that where have to close up everything, be secure, check again. You have to get up in the night and check. Now that system was placed. When that system was placed, and the law gets very hard-handed on criminals, no, everything went down. That is a very good proposal that the government of Trinidad, actual government, is doing very, very good. Congratulations. But, however, police officers has to be well trained, not lazy fellas who goes to sleep on the shift and then get out. No, and we have to be clear in what we are doing, very strict in what the government is doing as well. Don't put fellas who will jeopardize or lead with the criminal activities as was done in the past by the past government.
Well, that's why we changed government, right? So we want proactive policing, right, Parum?
Yes, proactive and non-corrupted officers. Okay, bullying people and these things like that has to be stopped. Okay. So
I was listening to the Prime Minister's statement about the 82 murders that took place was mostly really in a kind of domestic violence situation, really, more so than criminal gangs. And the thing about it is that the situation reached so because of the poor response from the police. If a woman goes to the station, she makes a complaint, she might be taken for granted, or this one have a friend in the station and nobody respond and she didn't get the effect. She's in distress. She has to stay in a relationship because she has no way to go. So the support, the response, has been very poor, and that's why people and all of us should work towards changing government, because we are looking for a higher level of service delivery. And so we want to send a clear message that this is, an effort to make a difference, and that is what we're here to do. And we're hoping for the best.
I don't know about what is the area and the police service there is in Trinidad, but here we have different division of police officers, the different division. When I say division, I mean domestic violence. Looks at the police that looks at the other police as well. Police looking at police. That's a special next type of police. You understand?
Yeah, like an internal affairs division. Yeah.
Okay, internal affairs.
Yeah. You must supervise the people that are working under you, and Trinidad, they had a calypso who guard the guard, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So we need some guards to guard the guards in order. So there must be supervision, proper supervision on the force that these guys are in charge. So that's the only way. The things didn't get in such a dilapidated state overnight. So these are years of allowing things. The people are doing things because they are comfortable of doing these things, and they know nobody's going to reach in time. Police not going to reach in time. And there was always an excuse of the police didn't have the vehicle or this and that and the other. There was always some excuse why we didn't have that effective policing. And now we are working towards that. We are moving in the direction. And like I say, I'm very hopeful that we can make some progress in this first term of government. And basically, we're going into a second year. So, Mr. Singh, let's hear from you.
Yeah. Thanks, Gary. Thanks to all the listeners who are tuning in. And of course, my dear brother Parum.
Parum, are you hearing Mr. Singh? Because I'm not hearing his voice.
Yeah, I'm hearing him.
Yeah, you're hearing, Gary? Or not hearing?
I'm hearing you very loud and clear, Mr. Singh.
All right. How you think, buddy?
Well, everything is quiet for now.
Getting better slightly.
Slightly, yeah.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah, well, the same thing with the crime. There's a lot of crime within the force itself to start with. And that has to be cleaned up because you can't have, you know, 10 officers and out of that, 4 is corrupt, 6 are trying their best. And the ones that are trying their best can't make headway because the 4 who's corrupt out of the 10, that's a high percentage, that's 40%. So, we have to find a way to clean that up, clean the house up, man. And that has always been a problem in police forces. There are always informers, people from within who, take a lot of bribes, who do underhand activities, who inform their friends when the next, roadblock or the next watch is, and so on. So the criminals get information long before. So this is all part of the crime as well, So we have to find a way to clean this thing up. And unless we can do that, some of your best efforts will fail to materialize because when one hand is trying to do their best, the next hand is trying to pull down everything. So that's the biggest challenge within the police force. And once you can get a handle on that, then you could think about trying to implement, effective policing because, to a large extent, all the guys who do underhand activity, we get rid of these guys. So that's my take on it. That's how you can clean the system up a little bit. In addition, you got to screen people properly for them to enter the police force. Screening, make sure they have a good record, clean record, good character, intelligent in some way or the other, have some common sense, as they say, and can be easily trained. And when I say train, I'm not only physical training, but technology training as well, because, everything today is going or shifting towards technology. And the sooner they can get on board with the technology and use more technology like dash cams and body cams and cameras at the traffic lights and so on, and read the information, read the data, analyze the data and so on. That is the type of training, not only physical training, to run up the range and shoot and so on. That is the physical aspect, but there's a technological aspect and the common sense.
And there's also the people skill, customer service skills. These are lacking because there's a lot of arrogance and a lack of understanding of how to address the public and to communicate and work with the public. Some people are just like a pit bull, and we don't want that.
That is so important, Gary, that customer service. And, they need to train these people properly. Cops have stopped me in the US before, right? In Miami, they stopped me a lot of time because I always break in the speed limit and all this crap. But first in the, sir, did I address you properly? So can I see your driver's permit or insurance? And they swipe your driver's permit in their car. In their car, they swipe it, or their handheld device is swipe it, and they get, so you did not pay your last 4 tickets. Well, how come? What's the reason? And they see your entire driving profile. There, how many tickets you got, how many times you paid, how many times you have not paid, how many warnings you got, and so on. So that is what is needed, and that's when I say we need people who are technology minded as well. Training has to be comprehensive, from customer service to the common sense approach to technology approach to your physical training, and so it has to be comprehensive. You can't no longer have to be bad and tall and big to enforce correct policing. You have to be intelligent as well, no?
Studies has to be done here to be an official in police. I say correct official, a ranking officer. Start to get promotion. You have to become. You have to enter as lawyer.
Correct.
Here, you cannot get promotion if you do not have yearly studies and exams every year.
No,
that exams has to go with physical training as well. No, because you cannot see a fat police, big belly, and he's a police officer. That is not permitted here.
Right.
No?
Right.
And the training goes with years of experience, years of training to get your promotion. So inspectors, commissioners, they have to know the law. Be a lawyer. You cannot just do a course in the police and that's it. No, you have to become a lawyer, engineer, or doctor. But you have to know the law. Training as well in different branches. There are training in domestic violence, training in managing riots and not you are not there to mistreat a citizen. Before you used to happen here, no, and it was all this system has been improved with studies and proper discipline. No, now you even as well the army has taken training as police officers in managing civilians, no, and also police officers are there's a special type of police that is trained as police is trained also as a soldier, no.
Elite training.
Yes.
Elite training.
Okay, elite. Those are the fellas that goes into the places that where normal police officers don't go, cannot go. Right?
Elite, yeah.
Right. Here you call them, it's elite. They were trained in Brazil, and some of them, they were trained in the other parts of in Guatemala and Peru and those countries.
They function like commandos, kind of way.
When I tell you, you see those fellas on the road, you just stand aside, please.
Right.
Yeah, just only that. Just stand aside and
that's
don't meddle.
Equivalent to the Navy SEALs in the U.S.
Right. You see them, you just stand aside. There's for example, a riot. Those fellas get in, or they just pass by. All the riot just stop. Everything just stop. They are not brutal. I would not use the word brutal, no, because they don't do brutality. You misbehave, you get you are being stopped immediately, right? You're being stopped immediately, and also if you put police officers there are laws as well that some citizens, if you see on the US and in Spain, these people have laws, and when you see they abuse police officers as well. Not only the citizens, the police officers abuse citizens, the citizens as well abuse police officers, not being a criminal. You understand? So these are training that we have to have, has to be placed there. But one of the most important thing is, Mr. Singh, that you were saying before, we have to make a cleanup, a very nice cleanup in the police services, because there are a lot of delinquents in the police service presently, and they are supporting the crime, the criminal activities, just to create terrorism and not support the government. Now, vehicles, there is no justification that Trinidad is so small country, very small country, and there is no vehicles to patrol. Now, recently there was, I think, a year and something now, a lot of vehicles was activated. No? Police officers as well are trained here in, rescue, paramedics. They're all of them now is the, receiving training as paramedics. To be a police officer here is not a very easy thing as well. And I also know in Trinidad it's not easy to be a police officer as well. No, but the presence is very important in all areas of the country, but it has to be honestly persons. Honest officers, honest persons who are to be in the service, not dishonest person, and well educated and well trained.
Yeah, and a higher level of integrity. You know, they must maintain a higher code of ethics. You know, when you go and confide in a police officer seeking help, you should not be betrayed. And if they do that, they should be held accountable. You see, a lot of times nothing was done about anybody holding them accountable.
Yeah,
so
camera.
That is why we end up in a deterioration state there to where we at. But like, you know, I still keep saying we didn't change government to maintain Eric Williams' code of ethics. All right, we have changed government so that we can have an improved code of ethics and performance and a higher level of integrity, not the Eric Williams code of ethics at all. Go ahead, Barry.
No. Well, the ethics and code of ethics, when a citizen is well trained, you get very good service. When he's well educated, you get an educated response, right? Because you cannot just put a person who is just a high school degree and a rough and tough guy there. No. Trinidad and Tobago has to be a very peaceful place, very peaceful and very polite places, no? And one of the best thing that can happen is strict. When I see a police officer, I don't have to be afraid of the police officer. Before, yes, I know I was there. You have to be careful with the police officer because he can do damage to you or something. No, you have to feel safe with that fella around. You understand? No? Running behind you don't have to be running behind you to give you a ticket or something like that. You understand? So you don't feel safe with the police officer before. I don't know now. No? The actuality or the reality is that we need safety. We need to feel safe. We need to be safe. Citizens need to be safe. Even for foreigners, has to be safe as well. No?
The way I see this, either you're a police or a criminal, you have to decide. We have, you can't be both, right?
No.
Either a police or a criminal, So decide which category you want to be in. They have to be put into, so some conditions like that. I mean, if you're a criminal, go be a criminal, but this is not a place for criminals. People, there must be trust when people come to the police station or reaches out to a police officer for assistance. There has to be honesty, integrity, and the response must be swift and effective, and not like you don't care, about when somebody reach out to you for help. Somebody reach out to you for help. It's your responsibility to take action and to seek the right assistance that they may need. You may not be able to do all the things that are necessary, but it's your responsibility to seek the assistance for them.
Yeah. Sometimes, I forget to mention here, we also have here a special prison for police officers and soldiers who commit or go out of the way, And it worked very well. I remember some years ago, I was driving behind police, how you say, patrulla in Spanish, police vehicle, no, and there was an official, an inspector in the car. In front of the car, I saw a car, an next vehicle run off the road. And he looked back. I looked at I say he will stop. He did not stop. He continued and left the accident there. Well, we paid attention. We rescued the people and things like that. Now, the police officer who did leave the scene, he did not stop or anything, right? We took his knocker, and you have to treat it like if it is yours.
Right.
You understand what I say?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah.
That's what I say. Sentido de pertenencia. It's the job is yours. The job is your feelings. You have to have your
The
feeling.
responsibility is yours.
Responsibility,
Yeah.
right? Responsibility or in justice. Believe in justice. Believe in the law. Believe in yourself, right? And this is what we have to have. If you look now, what when I was there about 3-4 years ago, man, I just asked a police officer, so good morning, sir, and that man shouted at me so bad. I said, man, what is going on with these people? I just turned around and I left. No, you cannot talk to them. But now, with this new system, we have to have this orientation, adequate orientation of these officers, addressing our citizen and the citizen addressing to them.
Well, like I said, nobody held them accountable, so that's why they did what they wanted to do as they damn well pleased. But now we have changed government because we want better, and so there must be a higher level of integrity, a higher level of service delivery, a higher level of supervision and management of the force. We are looking forward to that kind of things. And I mean, we must not forget that Dr. Maraj was also a policeman, so Dr. Maraj can share some views on that part, on code of ethics and policing.
Well, I didn't follow what you were saying. I understand. I understand what Dr. Purum is saying, that some policemen were not very kind to him, and they were walking in the sky when they should have been walking in the ground, I guess. Pompousness or
Yeah, but
arrogance,
what we're talking about is that the level of integrity, the level of conduct from police officers when you seek the help. We need that. We need the trust. We need the response. The Prime Minister is deploying about 30 police posts to kind of improve the response and the surveillance. So we are trying to increase the reach and the response and the level of service delivery towards our citizens, increasing the protection by a joint patrol with these police forces. These are things we've been calling for a while on this program, Dr. Maraj. Remember, that we needed.
Let me say something on this, because I think I know where you're all going to this, and I want to make this point. When in 1986, when for the first time the PNM was defeated, you could have walked down into Port of Spain the next day, and you could have seen or know to yourself you have a different value system. You could have walked down the street and feel safe this time, because nobody watching you very hard. They're looking, because they know their government has just lost and a new government has taken over, and they know people looking like me and mix up people who know they were not PNM people would be the one actually have links to the various government departments. And they became overnight very kind to you. Not all of them, of course, but there was a swing. And then we had some of this training that went by, and I was involved.
So only bad behavior was put in check, right? they had to think twice. They had to think twice.
Right. Even when Pandey took over, there was some rebellion, but the people started to behave differently towards the marginalized group. Let me call ourselves the marginalized group, and the PNM was the main character, the central, I think they call them central main group. We are the marginalized community. So and what Forum is saying, my experience is also again when the ONR when the partnership when I went into the Port of Spain, I find there was a kindness as I walked on that street, even after so many years. So there is a difference when a government takes over. The arrogance of the PNM spread to the civil service, length and breadth. That who the hell you think you are? We are in charge. What do you want? That is the approach you see when you go for some kind of help. I mean, there was some shift that happened, but later on it went back to where they were. And just before I came on here, I was just looking to see what is happening to the economy, where we are, because I wanted to tell you all that where we are in terms by from April last year, 2025, to April this year, and now we are in what 14, 15 months. Nothing really great has happened to the economy yet. Um, so let me say to the security thing. I'll come to that economy just now because I want to finish one more thing. Just, you all mentioned it just now when you talked about the police being uh, replaced or displaced in communities from the usual position with the army. I think there are some 30 additional posts that are being created. I was remember what I told you all the time, the carnival mentality, the carnival police modeling, and I also said put police every 2 miles, two police officers every 2 miles, take them out of the offices and put them on the street. Now that you have the army doing that with you could use less police to do it, but you could do the same every 2 miles. Should have a police officer, and a police officer shouldn't take more than 5 minutes to arrive at any scene anywhere in the country, anywhere. So this thing that they're doing now with flooding the street with police, that is what we had said on this program a long time ago. And I was saying I was using it as the carnival approach. We should have done some of the things that, but what with the supplemental army that is coming out together with the regular police, that mean they have enough manpower to do a 24/7 throughout the main areas, if not every single place, every square inch, every square mile, you could call it that then. Two police every square mile, 24 hours a day. That could be done. Two police officers armed with a vehicle, or even four police officers armed with a vehicle. And you could bring some of the regiment vehicle and utilize them, adopt some of. So I was telling you all, you could use the WASA vehicles at nights. WASA don't work in the very rare they work at night, or Trinidad Electricity Commission vehicles. You could use them in the night to do if you don't have enough vehicles. You could use those vehicles. So we mentioned some of these things, and I'm glad to see them moving in that direction. But you know what is getting me? That these people who are criticizing these efforts, they do nothing. They're doing nothing, but everything you do, they have a no. They are the people of no's. Don't do this. Don't do that. No, everything you do, no, wrong thing. Everything you did nothing. But as soon as somebody do something, that's a real backward model of a Trini, backward Trini. Shameless, shameless, conscienceless, and have no regards for the victims of society who get murdered and who get invaded and who get everything in society. And you all have no shame to come out now and criticize everything that's been done. You didn't do nothing when you were there, but when somebody did something, that is also wrong. And then they have a lot of social media people jumping on and criticizing everything. You can criticize, but what's your offer? Tell me something better. Okay, I'm doing something wrong. What's better than this? Come up with something. If you have nothing, shut up. And I think that one time I also said while I was saying this, I told you that I think the prime minister should take the bullhorn. I don't know if Suman was one of the guy who was nodding his head a lot when I was saying that way back when. She has to take that megaphone and get on it because the press is not too helpful, and she will have to take the bull by the horn. I should say the bullhorn and talking to the bullhorn. And she could get them. People want to hear. They want to hear, Madam Prime Minister, we're hearing this, we're hearing that, we're hearing next. You have nothing to say? What should I believe? Tell me, Mr. Prime Minister. So they got to do, they got to do a little better than that. I mean, they
Yeah,
answer back, but the answer is not good enough. You got to take the lead. One side alone
That's
is not enough.
that's correct. That's correct, Dr. Moral. Leadership must lead. That's why you are there. You're supposed to set the direction on which way you want the country to go, up, down, sideways, what? You have to take the lead and show the direction of the country. Now, I don't know, I'm not sure she's doing enough of that. Or she may have designated someone else as a deputy or so to do that, but I'm not seeing that leadership and direction playing out. I just not seeing it, and um, the country by itself is just around, as we say, meandering. It's going sideways, but not forward to the extent which it should be going then. Because you see, when you come in power, you come with a new vision. And people's expectation, you promise this, you say this, and so on, nice. It's a year, 15 months into office now? Show me the direction. I'm still lost as to see what direction are we heading into. Now, we know the press is against the UNC, against her. The press is already pro-PNM, regardless of what. Let me give you the classic example. This last week, I think last Friday or last Thursday, the headline was 6,000 jobs lost. CSO's latest report, 6,000 jobs lost, right? For the past 10 years, from 2015 to 2025, the same CSO never had one report to say how much jobs were lost under the PNM. So you see the bipartisanship in the press alone, that the CSO could come out with this statistic, and now the PNM is jumping on this bandwagon. Yeah, Prime Minister, tell us about the 6,000 jobs that were lost. Where is the UNC rebuttal against these things to show, hey, you know what, 50,000 jobs is lost, CSO kept their mouth shut, and you, the PNM, kept your mouth shut. Where is the equity in the news reporting? Where is the equity in exactly what you said, what you just said, Dr. Maharaj, that we in charge still. Doesn't matter which government in there. The public servants are in charge. We can do the report when we feel to do it. These things have to be mandatory. Hey, every 6 months, you come out. You know, in the US, we have every quarter they come out with what's called the CPI and all these statistical data, number of new housing starts, number of new farm payrolls, and all this statistic. You know how many people join the labor force, at what level, were they medial jobs, were they middle management jobs, were they high-end jobs, what? So they break it down like that. But to say CSO reporting this data last week to say that 6,000 jobs were lost. Tell us also how much was lost in the 10 years before. Why didn't you say those statistics? And this is what tells me that is the same old, they're still in power. They're still in power. But they will do everything to break this current government. You know, that's the public servants, that is. So that level of trust, we have to be fully aware that these people can do this. They have the power. The public servants have the power in their hands. And I hope that this set of new government ministers come to that realization, because they will smile with you and say, yes, everything is nice, hunky-dory and thing, but in the back of their mind, they were ready to cut your throat. If they can quickly come up within 1 year to say that the 6,000 jobs are lost, but you kept your mouth shut for the past 10 years. You know? So where is the equity in the dissemination of that type of data? That is where I have the problem with. Yeah. Over to you, gentlemen.
Dr. Maraj? Haroon? Dr. Maraj frozen there for a little bit.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you.
I see Dr. Maraj. Ashwad frozen there for a little bit. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you understand the point, Gary?
Yeah. But listen, not only that, the statement made by the so-called businessman, the racial statement of the conversation overheard. I mean, you see the thing about it is you have to understand who has been fueling this kind of thing, the fueling the divide, and who has benefited from the divide, the division, keeping our people divided, the Indian and Africans divided. Who benefited the most financially with the money, right? At the end of the day, money talks.
That's right, my man. That is right. See,
a Jamaican guy told me that in the US here when I got here, he said money talks and bullshit walks, my friend.
That is absolutely true. That's a standard all over the world. It's not only in Trinidad; it's all over the world. US, Trinidad, as well as other countries.
Venezuela too.
Oh, it's the same all over the world. There are politics and politicians.
But why it is that a certain group of people always benefiting on the financial end, because a lot of us fall for the bullshit, right? And then a lot of us buy into the products that they're producing because we are so brainwashed into supporting them. We are supporting the oppressor all the time.
Yes.
And they don't seem to realize that. You are supporting the person oppressing you because that person is paying for the media. He's paying for that communication to program your brain to think a certain way. And you enriching him. You are enriching the oppressor all the time. Now the little race thing that they're trying to instigate in the country there now, right, is to benefit who? Who will benefit if this government collapse? You think the man who getting all irate and buying into the bullshit? No, your pocket is not going to get any further. It's your children, your grandchildren going to suffer. If you go against this prime minister, who has your best interest at heart, and she's facing a little more difficult time than 2010 because there was more damage to the economy, right? We're in a more dilapidated state. So they say, well, this and done and that is done, but there's a lot of groundwork. When a house is going up, we had to dig the trenches and lay the foundation. And in this stage, we had to go underground now. We had to go in the basement here. Because this is the damage. We have to come from underground up. Because the thing has deteriorated all the way down to the basement level.
So let me see if I get this. Let me see if I get this right. I got caught off when you were referring to the 10,000 jobs. I think you said 10,000 or 6,000. 10,000.
6,000.
6,000 jobs lost. And I guess the jobs would have been lost from the private sector or the public sector. Did they break it down?
No, they didn't. You see, this is the thing.
That is irrelevant. If you didn't break it down, that doesn't say anything.
But Doc, they're not talking. They're not talking about the amount of people.
1,000 from here, 1,000 from here. Because I bet you most of them would have been from the government department. If someone lost a job in a government department, the
political appointed job you're talking about.
But the society has gained. Because that would have been an unproductive employment, and that person will be back into production. So you want to channel him from unproductive to productive work, and that's a good thing for the time being. So that negative employment is good. For example, suppose they had 6,000, half of that belonged to the URP. or you are people looking for work. That's a good thing because you want a freedom from mental and physical slavery because they were doing nothing. They were doing job that is redundant, doesn't have anywhere to go. So free up yourself from that kind of that around your neck and be free so you can get into a meaningful job and participate in society. So that 6,000 might be a good thing in the interim. I don't know if the papers want to tell us what the breakdown was, but
It could be
if
people who are
my understanding,
sabotaging the government as well. These people who
yeah,
sabotaging the nation as
guys,
well have to go out.
don't forget the reports that came out with the CPEP companies that who was collecting the most of the amount of money. It wasn't the guys on the ground doing the job, the man and woman on the
so
ground.
that's what I'm
But
coming to. So
go
so
ahead, Doc. Go ahead. Go ahead.
if the 6,000 was moved because because of squandermania, because of illegal contract, because of bad mismanagement, and we had to free up these people from the unproductive sector, which is being peopled by party hacks and party financiers and getting the major portion of it, and you free up the people and you free up the system so that these people can get meaningful employment and there'll be less bribery in the system. That's a very good thing. So that 6,000 lost job is an excellent position to be in because we want to clean up society, and to do that, some of these things will have to take place. Because my understanding is that the government is doing that because these people in the long run will get meaningful employment. So the short-term loss is for the long-term gain, and this will happen maybe in a year, whatever period to come, but it's going to happen. So I don't think this UNC government would send home somebody because there had to be some good reason. You think they want to look bad? You think the UNC government want to look bad? No, they want to do the correct thing. And the people must understand this. And that is where I came back to point one. They have to take the bull by the bullhorn and explain how I am saying it. So the short run loss for a long-term gain is more permanent gain is better than short-term gain. You remember what they said in some, you all know those things, but take your steel beam and go. When we tell them, but you're worse off, everything is worse off, you're not better off. No, we like it so. They don't want the changes. We know who we're dealing with. We know who these people are. But you've got to get them to buy into what you're doing, which is, I think, the PRs, again, we fault them for that. For a long time, we're telling the UNC, you got to do a better job. PR. I see the PRO downtown, you send things to Gary. He's doing a pretty good job, but how far is that going outside of UNC USA? How far is that going outside into the domain, to the Caribbean domain? They got to get it all over the place. Because this other side, and let me just say one more thing since we are talking in these kinds of things. You observe that a heavy racism began over the past like 25, 30 days or so. Anytime you touch the high collar people and the power elites in Trinidad, they will play the race card and get them fighting each other. Fighting each other and under racial connotation, whereas the 1%ers are laughing and clapping and laughing because that's how they get along. And who is doing it? The instrument of those people who have been in power for so long are the instrument of those power elites in Trinidad. So they're ready to go after one another because they don't like I was saying last time, they don't like when they look down the Rainbow Coalition, there's a threat to them. They don't like that. Too much of their people showing up on the other side. When they should be on our side, they go on to that over, and that is what they cannot take. And that is what the fight is all about today. So you understand what the enemy is calling. Not enemy. Understand what the other side is up to, and we got to understand what we should be up to, and therefore we must take it by the bullhorn and let them know where we stand. Fight them back, but fight them back smart. Not in their terms. If racialism is their terms, we're not going to go in that road at all because that's the strength. We'll go on our strength. Our strength is unity. Their strength is division. Our strength is greater, better for everybody. Their strength is only for those who vote for them. So we could draw the line point by point down and showing what we stand for and what they stand for and why it is ours are better than theirs. And I try to add starting later, don't fall trapped to this racialism. That is what their strength is. And the 1%ers who is their financiers would like that to happen because once they're fighting each other, they get the cream of the crop. Because you're all fighting each other for the crumbs of the floor. And then you are pleased for the crumbs. URP is what Indian and African and all kind of lower end people fighting to get at their work. I understand they need yeah, good. But don't don't let them fight for the crumbs of the ground. Fight for the 1%. If you want to fight, let's have a good struggle. Ask the trade union, they know how to do it. You can't do it from the ground. You'll kill each other out and you get nothing. Then will laugh and clap and all laugh all the way to the bank. You already own the bank anyway. So you know what you are, know where you are. And the UNC must be able to sell this, pitch this idea. Don't fall trap to the racism. Don't fall trap to the say we won't forget. We won't forget what? You never vote for me in your life. You won't forget. What you going to forget? You better start forgetting if you want to get ahead. Because she said she won't forget. She challenged the Benjamin lady. The Benjamin lady these are people who came down, the Americans. I don't know if you all know who the Americans are.
Yes,
They
yes,
come out
yes.
They come out of Fifth Company and all those places where the regiment trained, the regiment from the United States, Black Regiment, because of supported the British. The British gave them some land and place to live and grow. And look, they came back. They work for us. We had 2 Americans to come and live on our house and cut cane for us in the dry season. And then every Saturday they will go home and they will cook their food downstairs before they go. And when they come home, they will eat. They have a nice pattern of way of life, the way they work. These are different people. Benjamin, you can't put that woman who walked in front and pointed her finger at Benjamin. She's nowhere in Benjamin class. This is a classy woman. What did Benjamin do? She smiled and she take it in and say, lady, I'm really sorry for you, but I wish I could help you. You need help. That is the, and they want to show us, so they're really working hard and they're really unsigned on the politics side. We said this many times. We have to keep on saying it. You need the party to carry on the mantle of fighting on the ground when your ministers them scoring points. And I know people like Dr. Ramrup and Sumant and Farum doing it where you're all on the ground. I'm sure you're doing some of those kinds of things when you're in your discussion. You're trying to level it out. You're not going to argue with you. You want to level it out because if you're sitting on their side, you could. If you look at the data is not pointing good for Trinidad and Tobago for this quarter, 1 quarter 2. The unemployment rate is slightly high up. The GDP is still going. I think someone said going sideways. The data is not. If you look at the data, it is not bad. It is sideways. Or the data is sideways kind of way. That is not good. We want to see that data go up, and we hope with all these things that are happening that it will go. And I think it will. But I don't want to think alone is not enough. And betting it, you have to have more, get the concrete reality that the economy is really on the upward swing. So looking at the capital formation. The capital formation has jumped when Pandidem took over. And in 2015, when the partnership left, the GDP capital formation was the highest. And from then on, downhill. And then in 2024, they say the pandemic caused everything. They already blame it on the pandemic. So the pandemic happened since 2021, 22. What is the problem? By now, it should be booming. Look how the American boom out of the pandemic. Look how the British going through a hard time themselves these years. That's a bad thing. Britain is going through a hard time with them changing the prime minister every 2 years. They change their prime minister. This is terrible. This is not good. Trinidad have problem. Look around the world, you'll see, man, have a guy getting a war and he didn't want to get in a war. But he said he ain't going nowhere. He went. This is crazy. I tell you all the last time. This whole world is going crazy. Trinidad has to really buckle up, and that is why I was saying that we can't be following the Caribbean. I notice they're talking about go to the Caribbean. Let's work with the Caribbean. I understand you could do that, but you cannot depend on the Caribbean to get ahead. You have to push on your own by yourself too, and then you could bring them up. If you get ahead, you'll take them up with you. But if you stay down and them stay down, you all are not going anywhere. Trinidad has to take it by the horn, get up there and push them, and they can do it. Maybe the AI center could help them. I'm a little skeptical of it, but that was say last time I was saying, let's see the return on investment, let's see the break even. Show me the numbers. Let me see how it will work out. What market? Where's the market? Capture the Caribbean. You're supposed to be financial capital of the world in any case. Why not be the Caribbean? Why not be the technological capital of the Caribbean too? You have all things in your favor. If you get a little bit of extra oil money again, let me just say one thing about these PNM people. In there, I don't know if you look at the report on 2016 to 2030, I think they call it Vision 2030. You know, everything they're saying there, what they will do. We will do this, and then we will do that, and we will do it. And everybody happy. Hey, well, they will do a lot of things, so we vote them in back. And they be saying for these past 40 years, we will, and nothing happens. And you keep on voting them year after year. That is what you'll show them. If you go year by year, you'll see what progress did they make from 2016 towards 2030. Would they achieve this by 2030? Or they didn't expect the pandemic to come. Oh, I see you. We have a good excuse there, mister. Well, everything, well do another 2030. Abandon that 2030 and do another. No, you didn't. You still have the 2030 languishing. And then you ask them, well, vote me back again in 2025. And the people, 2025, yeah. People said, no, we're not voting you back in. And that's where we are. So shut up and sit down in the quiet and be in the corner. They're supposed to be in the corner, sit down quiet and waiting for opportunity to get back in the power and try to see how they could. No, but they're making more noise than the people who are actually lose the job. If you look at it, did you observe the fellow from Port of Spain South? I don't hear him again. There had to be something, right? Something is going on. The one who still making noise, the one who I forget the name, he's somewhere left with the Filipino guy. He make man. That was him, and he passing through. He find time to spend time with us.
Yeah.
Those are great people. Those are great Trinidadians.
Yeah.
You have a few of them, they're great. You have to pay respect to people. Forget those politicians. People who really do. I mean, he's a politician, but he's an entrepreneur before he's a politician. I mean, he had them fellas. I mean, they had them fellas and them. You know, I would say that chance that we went to with the football to Italy, I think it was. Oh, I think it was Italy. Germany was partly responsible for the Jack. I mean, you know that more than I do, Gary. That Jack was behind. By now Jack was still there, and these fellas didn't go after him. And that's why I'm glad he won this case, because these people here are vicious people. These people here are bad people too.
Politics, bro. Politics.
When you want to go after you, that's when.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
sure. Because I wanted to ask.
Good night, everyone.
Okay, Parun, thanks for taking time. Let me know tomorrow. We can organize again.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
You want to hear?
And in the meantime, Parun, anything comes up and you want to say something, we could go live immediate, eh?
All right. Yes.
Okay, so anything comes up in urgent, we could go live with you directly, so it doesn't matter time in the sense there,
All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But when you come on, I want to come on too. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. Doc, what he's saying makes sense, but I under the impression that there's a lot of heat on the PNM to account for Balize House. And they're trying to, their usual tactic is to create a diversion. And they pull in the race card, the 1% is behind them to pull this race card and try to divert people's attention, because that has always been PNM strategy. When they're down the hill and they have nothing to clasp on, to use the race card. And that is what they are doing at this particular time. The judge up to last week said they have to account for the $75 million, where they got that to finish the Balize House.
A quick second, guy. I just want to say hello to Nadira, our loyal listener.
Yeah, it's a long time. She had something happen to her and we never saw her. With a family death or something?
Yeah, the mother had died, passed away, and so on. And she was going through a little trauma there. But she's over it now. I spoke to her last month.
Yeah, our late time is a little too rough for her because she has to get up early. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to do one, come in a little bit earlier, one evening.
One occasionally could do one like a 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock maybe,
At 7 o'clock, Gary, might be suitable for her.
Yeah. All right, so we'll do
That's
that
right.
probably on the weekend or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask
Yeah.
her what a days off so we can focus on health and healthcare and so on.
Yeah.
More than that. But doc, what you're saying is so true, quite true. But
Yeah.
I am seeing it that looking at PNM's track record, whenever they're up against in the hill, they always play that race card. Apparently now it's not working to the extent it used to work before.
But not only that, those who are behind this agenda, they're getting exposed. Like what happened with that 1% guy.
Yes, but they are really the 1% are the people who are behind this more than anybody else. But they take a backseat. But they are the ones who will thrive whenever that divisiveness happens. They
And so that's why I told you this thing happened 30 days ago, when they start attacking the power elite, the economic elites of Trinidad, which is behind some of the bad things that are threats that are made. And of course, who you think is who you think is the Bachak workers for this? The Bachak workers are those very same people who's getting arrested or who are hidden behind the PNM bandwagon. Those are the ones who are hidden, and those are the ones who will carry out the instructions from the power elite, from the economic elite residing west of the flyover, not the flyover.
The lighthouse.
Lighthouse, yes, west of the lighthouse. Those are the
Yeah.
ones who call in the shots, and the one is immediately east of the lighthouse carrying it out. That's the symbiosis between the west and the east of the lighthouse, immediate west and immediate east.
Yes.
And that is where Trinidad is getting well during destruction. The seed of destruction lie 1 mile radius or 1 mile around that lighthouse on both sides.
And not only that, Doc, you will have to appreciate why they don't want the special, the crime zones. They're very against the crime zones.
Yes.
The ZOSOs, or what they call them, zone of crime or whatever it was, they were against this. They are against some of the police posts which they're building out now. So you see,
and that is, this is easy to demarcate those who are on the side of the wrongdoers versus those who are on the side of the victims of the wrongdoers. So Trinidad must coordinate X and Y along the system. Which side you on? Are you on the side of the criminals? When we're trying to protect the victims of society and the way we do business in Trinidad, because that is affecting everywhere. Are you in favor of getting ahead? Are you in favor of protection? Are you protecting the ones who are doing the wrong, the evildoers and the bad people? Or are you protecting the ones who are taking the economy forward? The ones who are working hard and getting up, the ones who are building society, and the ones who come to destroy society? The destruction people, are you in with them? That is what you're telling me. Because everything I try, you say that is wrong. Everything you're feeling sorry for the criminals. Oh, we're going after the criminals. Oh, we isolating them. Oh, we kind of racial. Who is responsible? Trinidad didn't get up every morning in April 25th and they say, boy, we now find ourselves in difficulty. This has been festering for the past 30, 40 years. It is so much easier to sleep in the day and make 2 hours work in the night, and somebody had to work a whole year to get your 2 hours work in the night or in the afternoon. These days they go in the afternoon. They say, but what's the next home invasion? Where we go? Yeah, let's move. Move, man. Jump in the wagon. Let's go. Put on your mask. Let's go. Let's go. And you come home with a big haul. And safe too, and they can't catch you. Because they have nothing to catch you with. It's getting a little harder now, as you're all aware, it's getting harder now, a little harder now. So that is, if you make crime difficult to pass along, you will have to find another kind of production. Because that money is not coming so anymore. You have to find a new job. Just like if you lost a job, what do? You look for another job. Hopefully it's one better than this one and maybe not crime anymore. Because if you see the kind of noise they're making about mile up and pile up and all kind of thing, the people is in charge and they're looking for the best of the country. There has to be some sacrifices in the short run, and in the long run, we'll all be better off. So if you could sit down and do what we're doing, if you could help along to let the government get, look, they have your opinion, but they only give it but we are the stupid ones to read the papers and believe it. I don't believe it. It's worried about the enemies believe in it. That is, I call them enemies in the sense that the opposition and people who are not on my thinking. That's the best way to describe.
But they're not really an opposition. They've proven themselves to be an enemy of the people because they've been very destructive.
Yeah. And that is why we have to
keep... an opposition. They have proven themselves to be an enemy of the people, an enemy of the country.
Yeah. Because even when some of you speaking on this program, a lot of you, like I'm Dr. Rambo and all of this, you all speak in such glowing terms about what is to be done and everything. And you're not saying this is all these are great ideas, but if only we could get a second 5 years, we could get this done. Because I know what you all are saying is good, but it can't be done in 5 years. So in my mind, I am saying to myself, all these bright fellas I'm talking, but they're not smart when it comes to the street savviness. Because you could have all the great plans, but if Trinidad people want to go out with great plans, you have to do a second best. The first best is not the best. So all these nice things Dr. Rambo is doing, and him Suman, and even when the engineer boy came on, all these grandiose plans. So these things are great, excellent, 100%. But how far will that carry you? Not very far. It's up for society to grow and progress. Forget the employment or unemployment. Those things are not so important as capital formation.
Yeah, but Doc, you see, what you're saying makes sense and is correct. Agreeing with you. But when you have a headline in the PNM control newspaper that says the front page, 6,000 jobs lost in the past year.
Yeah.
That is what people gravitate to because that is their level of intelligence. They can't read beyond that. They don't know whether it's CPEP jobs you're talking about, whether it's professional, middle management, private sector job. That means nothing to them. It just will focus on that headline. And that is why I always harp on the same point that the UNC's image and projection of news and so on, that mass media, that social media, and so getting the news out from the UNC's part is their biggest problem. That has not been addressed. Because we always say, and we agree, I agree with the Doc, come up with their bullhorn and tell the people every 2 months or every 1 month or every 3 months, what is the situation?
Yes. Yes,
right?
because your people, the problem, the danger really is your people, meaning your UNC voters. Let me tell you, UNC voters they're not diehards, Listen, PNM voters are diehards. UNC don't ever think. I think Dr. I hope Rapon was hearing this. Don't ever think you have diehards UNC. These people are ready not to go out and vote because they will tell you the UNC did stupidness. We put in power, they do them, and they won't go back and vote. They will do worse than the PNM. These are not people you rely on. Because remember, they gave Canada almost a zero chance of winning. You know how many UNC people didn't, you're talking about PNM didn't go out? You know how many UNC people didn't go out and vote? Check out, look at how many houses. Ask them how many people voted for UNC in your house. How many went out? They'll see. The UNC, the UNC didn't win by no big set of landslide in percentage voting like it did in 1986. The UNC is on a string. They have to work with their people, Mr. Savant. They don't have it. They don't have their own voters in the bag. They have to work on them. And you, all the ministers could do all the nice work. If you don't get your people behind you, you cannot win an next election. Your people are not diehards. Your people are floaters. To show you, look, one Warner decide to go and fight against the UNC. Warner beat the UNC in the UNC stronghold. It tells you that your people are floating voters. You don't need no opposition when you have the UNC. Your Rainbow Coalition will do it all. Because you have enough opposition within your own party. Look what they did with just before the election. Some of your own members, your own MPs went and joined the other side. That a week before the election, they jumped on the bandwagon and went on the platform. That's to tell you what kind of people you are dealing with. The UNC is not a diehard party. You have to work on your people to keep them with you. Pandey never even had them. He had a certain section with him, but there were many people who are interlopers. So your party have a lot of work to do. I hope those Trinidad people understand what I'm saying, because you have to build it from the ground. You have to hold on to your own people. They just get frustrated and they just walk away and they tell you, go, I prefer the laws than see them back in power. That's my revenge. I want to get revenge. So I voted them for them. And they said, we'll do this, they did next. I get nothing. They didn't do what they had to do. I'm not voting for them again. To hell, in fact, someone else even say I go for PNM or somebody else. What am I going back to? You have a lot of work to do with your own people in your house. You have not sealed your vote. You win an election, and everybody clapping and win. Some of them who clapping are going to vote for you at all.
And that's the
because
scary
they thought
thing.
you're not going to win, so why waste my vote? So you come and surprise them, and that's a good. What? How? Okay, good. Now you can say, you all didn't believe in me? No, you believe in me? So come join me. And join me in real. The lady cannot do it alone. She has the control right now. She cannot do it alone.
Yes,
You have to have a
correct.
strong party with you. You have to have a strong party. And all those MPs who have position, like we talk about this, Sumant, all those MPs who have position in the executive and other places will have to have a shadow helper. So while they're working in ministries, somebody worked in your party.
Nice.
The party have not,
See,
did they ever hear what I'm saying? Did they ever hear what I'm saying there? I hope
I
they're hearing what I'm saying. Get a shadow exec to hold your fort while you tied up with government business.
Nice. At least someone shares that my opinion, because I've been saying that 20 years now, that you need to have 2 or 3 people in every MP's office while he's attending Parliament. You attend to issues on the ground for your constituents. But that is not there. You still have to wait 3 months, 6 months to see your own MP. And this is the problem. This is what is agitating your own supporters, because the MPs are so busy, tied up with so many issues, policy decisions, writing cabinet notes, representing the people in good faith, doing the best they can do. But the job is so overwhelming that you need to have 1 or 2 persons who will represent you in your absence at the constituency level, meaning in your constituency office, who will listen to your complaints and take action, empowered to take the action as if they had the power of the MPs. And this is where the system is breaking down. The MPs are really focusing on the development and the strengthening the policies of their particular ministries. They have to look good. Their scorecard is coming up soon at the midterm, and see how good these ministers are doing. So they'll get a report card. So they'll look into up their report card. But at what expense? The expense is that these constituents are the one who is suffering. And I'm getting the feeling that you share my view. The UNC is there by a shoestring. but they have a lot of shoestrings. You know, there are lots of shoestrings, but they're not diehard supporters. There's not like what we say, money in the bank. It's not like that. So it's quite correct. We need to have that media presence in your face every bloody month. You know, either the PM or one of the deputies or so should always be in people's face to tell them, hey, this is what we have achieved. That's 6,000 jobs we lost, so we are creating another 12,000 on the side. And look, come out with the information. Come out with the information so people will know. Nobody has reacted as far as the NATEX or whoever is in charge of social media and what, to counter this claim of 6,000 job losses since the UNC came in power. Why isn't no one asking then what has happened in the past 10 years? How many jobs are lost? Why isn't anyone asking CSO, how come you only publish data from 2025 to 26? What was happening between 2015 and 2025? Where is the communication arm or arms of the UNC to bring these questions to the fore? Again, you know, headlines are sensitization. It is become sensationalized. And just looking at a headline without meaning, that is all that people gathers in their memory. 6,000 job losses. That is the only headline sticks in their mind, you know. But they don't bother about the 25,000 job losses in Petrotrin and families who were affected by all those things. They're not concerned about that because this is what I'm saying, the media and social media and the dissemination of information on the UNC side has been very, very poor. And that's my personal opinion. And you can't convince anyone. If you go along like that, you become so damn reactive. Only when a headline comes out, you react 2 weeks later and so on. You have to be proactive. You have to think of all the things that, or shut the loopholes, so to speak. So you do not give them a chance to breathe. That is what media is about. You choke them off. And don't wait for a headline to come on and then you're going to react to it. That is reactionary. Be proactive. Think about all these situations.
And that's the point really, because the point I'm making there on that is that your own people don't know what the answer is. They'll go along if there's a vacuum and something fill that vacuum. That's what you'll accept. So if you see 6,000, the government lost 10,000, 6,000 jobs, as the government fault, you say, but really, they're in government, so they have to be responsible. Who else? And you gone along with that, you gone. You didn't bring the counterintuitive. You didn't bring the antagonistic side of it. You didn't tell them, well, look, that 6,000 was lost because there was so much bubble involved that we had to clean up the system. And so doing, unfortunately, some people had to lose their job, but they'll be rehired and in due course. And say it 2 times and trade another time and a third time. And the Minister of Labor must say the same thing. And the Minister of Enterprise must say the same thing. And the Prime Minister must say the same thing. And the Communication Minister must say the same thing. And the PRO of the party must say the same thing. They all have to say it together along. This is an error. This is not right, because people go jump. And the papers, what do papers do? They had the instruction from the bosses. The bosses will say, run with that on that show. What do you expect the man on the street, the correspondent to do? They'll run with the show. Because the people who are the top calling the shots, they had to do the reporting, or else they will have to find the next job. They can be ruled out.
But that reporting is not error. That is high class mischief and wickedness.
That's true. That's true.
How it is.
That is not an error. You know.
That's how it is.
People will not see it like that, Gary. They see the headline, you know.
But like I said, I keep telling you guys, we have a platform here. and we will respond accordingly to how we see. Just like how Dr. Mara doing, just like how you are doing it, we must counterattack because because we support this government. We must defend this government because we know that the fact that this government intends to do the right thing, the government is focusing on doing the right thing. It's just a matter of time of getting things going.
Yes. Agree. 100%.
So I mean, don't forget who is the PRO and who is what. We have our own PRO here.
No, we do we thing, but we alone cannot do it, Jagari.
No, I'm not alone. But what I'm saying to you guys, let's do our part. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which we're doing right now.
That is what we are doing, Gary. We are doing our part, but the people who at the helm of decision making who can influence.
But listen, I think we have made a tremendous impact. You may not realize it. We have because we have seen things taking place, and what we've been doing here has caused some effect. So I think let's keep on firing from this end.
So we can do that, but is that reach that I should say at the constituency level and at the national level. Sure, people are hearing us, and we make a lot of damn sense, but none of these bitches can do. Right? We are ahead of the game, so to speak. But the people
forget who ain't doing what. Let's do what we feel is necessary.
Yes, we will do that, and I will continue to do that. But I want to be, or the people who should be making that decision to tell the constituents of Moruga and Mayaro and Ewing and, these are the ones who have to be on the ground to convince the people and say exactly what we are saying. It has to be a continuum of the
gentlemen. I say keep on singing it. Keep on singing it and sing it louder.
We'll sing it. I agree with you. We'll sing it. But our audience is just so much. You want to reach to the far corners of TNT. And the people who can do that are the representatives. The people who fought the election and won the election. So when they go back to the people down again in the next 3 years from now, then they can say, hey, you know what? This is what we said we're going to, and we did it. But
look we have 2,004, I think 400 subscribers to this channel right now.
Likes of
no, not likes. This is not likes. I'm talking about subscribers to this channel. 2,400 subscribers.
Yeah, but when you have a voting population of close to 600,000, check the percentage.
But look at the progress we have made in a short period of time. So what I'm telling you at this time, we have 2,400 subscribers. I'm not talking about subscribers to this channel.
That's not chump change. I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you.
So we are making progress. We are making
progress, but we have to make the rate of progress has to be a lot more. And the people who can do that a lot more are the representatives, the MPs, when they go back or interacting with their constituents. They are the ones who can.
Yeah, but listen, I've offered this channel. I have a few MPs that came on here. But let me tell you something. The people that's working with the MPs not interested in using this channel. They will go on Facebook.
That's exactly the point I'm making.
People that work in the constituency will go on Facebook and they will use something else, but they will not use this channel. But the thing about it is, we have to keep on doing what we're doing.
And we will do that. I'm saying we will do that, but our reach is only so far. You need the MPs to reach a wider cross-section of the voting population.
But we would not, I already seen that we would not get the collaboration from the MP's office.
No. We don't want that. Let them do that so that
the channel is paid for.
Sorry. Our goal is to make sure we win the next election.
We have to find our own people on the ground to work with us. We can't worry about those in the executive level of the party because they would not do that. We have had the PRO come in here when he gets a chance, We have had MPs come in here. We have had councillors come in here.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying to you, but not everybody's going to come. So whoever comes, thank God, we will make use of it. But we also have to find our own ground troops on the ground.
Yes.
You got some good people came on your program. You have some influential people here yourself, myself, so Sumant, Dr. Parum these are great people. Dr. Ramrup, engineer, I forgot his name, but we haven't seen him for a while. And also Ven and some great people on the show. They come regularly. You have people here. Important.
Yeah, so what I'm saying to you is, forget who ain't doing what. Let's do it here. Let's keep on doing it here. All right? We could build we could keep on building this team. If we had some more fun, if we had some funding, we could reach a great length. But you see, a lot of people don't volunteer their time. So so we'll get there, but we're making a tremendous impact on this end. Believe me,
I'm not saying. It's just I'm talking about the reach. The reach to all the corners of TNT is the MPs.
Right, but look at what I told you last time. Last time we reached the most important person we wanted to reach. Right? Last time we were able to, I got an immediate response in the interest of the most important person that we wanted to reach.
Correct.
Time. Okay?
Correct. But it doesn't happen all the time.
It don't happen all the time. They may not reach.
It doesn't happen all the time. But why does it have to take that particular response? Why haven't the other MPs responded accordingly? Because they're not on board. They consider about their own ministries.
But listen. The most important person is on board with us. All right? They listen to what we're saying. They may not be able to respond to us all the time because they have a lot going on. Right? But they do respond when they get a chance.
Who is not on board? Who says not on board? So man.
I think the person was here with it. Say it like that. The most important person who was listening took action and responded. That's great. But what I'm saying, one person, it has to be a collection of persons, a collection of people who will take this thing forward at the constituency level. Everybody in the constituency don't listen to us, but the most important person listen to us. Yes, not always, but sometimes. Okay, that's fine. But what I'm saying,
but Samantha, we have our opinion as well. They would have theirs. I mean, we had to understand there on the ground.
I agree, but
you might even know what I'm saying, but you might even know about it. But
I agree.
People on the ground we could talk, but we had to help too. Whatever we could do.
We will help.
We hope that these kinds of things we are seeing here, that they will get some ideas and they will act on some of the ideas. Not everyone.
Nice.
Some of them.
Well, Doc, it has already happened. That 30 police post didn't happen by guess.
Right.
All right. And I've seen a lot of other things happen. So what I'm saying, the acknowledgement has taken place many times. Many times.
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah.
It's happening, but see,
and let me tell you, Honorable Prime Minister is a lady who listens. She listens though. It's not to say that she don't hear. She listens and she hears. Two things. You could listen but don't hear. She listens and hear.
Yes, and she cannot tell everybody. She can't acknowledge everybody's thing, but she does take action.
That was Mr. Robinson. He listened but he don't hear.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, she takes action on what we tell her.
I don't know, but my dealing with Mr. Robinson, he has never rejected any of my suggestions when I was there. And
you the blue-eye boy with him. He wouldn't reject.
No.
He never rejected anything I tell him.
He never.
But I was the blue-eye boy too. So
I can tell you, Doc, whenever I recommended someone for scholarship and so on, national scholarship, OAS, UN scholarships, CEDA, Canadian Development Bank scholarships, OAS scholarship, he has never rejected any. Doesn't matter, Indian, Negro, African, whoever, Chinese, whatever. He has never refuse any of my recommendations because you give a justification why him and not him, the next person. And he was a kind of guy who was straight. You have to show reason why you should do this or why this is a national priority for the government. Yes, you will get a scholarship there. That's all. You will get a scholarship for space science and rocket designs and so on, but you will get a scholarship for the econometrics or finance on operation, things that the country needs. You know?
Right, but that, you can't blame them for that. That is worthwhile investment.
Correct. So that's what I'm saying. He never rejected any of these things, but in company him, you have 42 scholarships and nobody, without advertisements, see who got those 42 scholarships. Where's the press in all of this?
And a long history of unaccounted scholarship. A long history of unaccounted scholarship, unaccounted financing for scholarship, right? People given scholarships that was never documented. Funding given was never documented, right?
Right. That's how we do it. That's PNM way. So
that's how we do it.
That's how we do it.
But you see, why it has to be an freedom of information to get this kind of data? We under the PNM. Why does the press? Where is the reporting?
Let me tell you something. When you're in Trinidad and Tobago, you're not in the USA. That's how they operate.
Man, the amount of monies that was spent given to friends and family without advertisements and so on. Hey, you need a scholarship? Yeah. You're the party? Yeah. Okay. I recommend you as the MP in your area. Hey, you got a 500,000 scholarship or a $750,000 scholarship. If you're going to do a PhD, you got $1 million. What kind of BS is that?
No, that's how it is. That's how
it is. Yeah, that's how it is. But
that's the norm. That's why I'm telling you all, you guys are too serious. You have to know what you're dealing with and what the people of Trinidad are accustomed with. Because breaking it off, you'll lose the next election. You can have to go along with, I was telling Ramrup the other night, you have to go along with a level of slackness in the society. While you're cleaning it up at the same time, you also have to allow a few things to go. Before you clean everything, you clean house. You're in so clean house, you clean yourself out. Because you also have no power after 4 years. You're gone. So while cleaning house is a good thing, look over your shoulder. You're over cleaning the house. Clean house, but don't clean it to clean because you wipe yourself out of the system and they come back to where they were. Because never mind, they will say, bring them back. We have so much freeness. Now all the freeness gone? Not good. Bad. That's UNC that they don't like poor people. They hate black people. They hate poor people. They don't hate like no one in the constituency because we have voted for them after we. Even the people who vote for them and get in, they are bad people. Out you go. The lady said we won't forget. You see, she won't forget. Will you forget what? We won't forget either. You won't forget and we won't forget. So let's go. But you got a clean house, but you also have to watch over your shoulder while you're cleaning house. Be careful. So that's what I was telling you all, and I'm saying it. I mean, we want to win this next election, and all these nice works that. I mean, look at this. Show me in your parliament if there's anybody who could talk like what Roberts' name? I forget the name of Roberts' name. I don't know people name well. Arnold Roberts. Show me a man in Trinidad who is so oratorical like him. The words keep flowing and the brain keep acting and he's not making a mistake. The guy is going down the road and he's picking point by point, taking everything apart. And he's along the way, he's just throwing bodies along the way. And he's going to the finish line. When we look back, 100 people died. That's a man, that's I don't know if you all seen it the way I'm seeing it, but I mean I don't boast about many people much, but I could tell you the quality of people. Look at a man like Warner. When Warner speak, you listen. Because Warner put you in school. These are great oratorical speakers. That Maharaj fellow, I don't know him at all. The one from Sama, I think it was Sama Bhattacharya.
Devish Maharaj.
Finish. Yeah, that guy. You don't have many words, but when the guy speaks, you know you could feel it.
Yes, yes,
You don't have
yes.
any words. Like he had no enemy either. He's one of look like those guys that had no enemies. I mean, Saddam Hussein, he's in and out of problem, but not him. These are red, but I mean, he is not a great oracle still, but all that Arnold Roberts is the UNC glad to have a fellow like him. They need a few more like him, though. Not for the rabble rousing alone, but he's rabble rousing, but he does his research. He doesn't talk. He's go back and point quoting data. So while the rabble rouser is never so in so much in fine details, the guy's got listen to him. You'll see. You'll see how he's bringing out facts and points, and he beating them point by point. And on all the thing in Parliament, the only thing they could tell them they object, but then they can't count anybody. They only objecting.
You see, Doctor, there's one thing with data. Data doesn't lie.
Yeah.
But it's how you can manipulate your data to make it even more convincing.
Of
And
course.
that's will separate the ordinary people from the great oratory speakers.
Yeah.
The data can be manipulated and looked at from another angle.
That is what Mr. Roberts does.
He does it. He does it. So his oratory skills are superlative, I'll say. Right? And you counter that against some of the other ministers on both sides of the parliament. It's not up to his level. You know?
Yeah, but because Gary like this boy, Naked. Naked is very influential, but Naked is not on the facts like this fella is. And he manipulated the facts to suit his viewpoint. I mean, Naked much more like a good speaker, and he could get his point across, and that's it. But this guy kind of in touch with research and twisting the facts for his viewpoint. That is what you're saying there with the Robert. Well, I'm making this calling out these names because I mean, the UNC had to look for great people in the party so that they could build a party for 20 and 20 and 30, 40 years. I want to say this last thing tonight. Let me just listen carefully again, because there has never been any party. Trinidad is now in good body politics since 1956. That's what 60, 70 years, 70 years now. They have been in heavy politics of Trinidad self-determination, and there is no party that got a second term, or like a complete second term. All the party get 11 months from a second term. There's no party other than the PNM that really could boast of anything that they have a second term to work with. And that will be the day when the UNC could win back the next election and hold it on at least for another 5 years. And then Trinidad could say they got somewhere. Until such time, I am not relying on Trinidad. And that is why I keep on panicking all along. That yes, all these great works could be brought to naught. Because the UNC is doing the best for everybody and everything. But that does not, unfortunately, in a bubble society, that will not win you our next election. Unfortunately, this shouldn't be so. But this is how it is. When you have to deal with reality, you have to be on the ground. So I really, there's no comparison between PNM and anybody else. It is no comparison. The PNM has enough chance to carry this country forward, and you have to blame them 7 times over. The 7 times is the amount of time they occupy the government. You have to blame them 7 times over, because they're 7 times responsible than anybody else. And therefore, they cannot escape. Even 10 years from now, the PNM should still be blamed for every wrong thing that happens in society. And maybe I have 1 or 2 good things too. Maybe you could point that out. If you look hard enough, you might find 1 or 2 good things they maybe do. Like more the freeness side and social welfare side, maybe. But in terms of progress, nothing. They want to tell you the progress at that pan side, good for you. That's fine to put the emblem. What great progress that is. Yeah, okay, we give you a few points for that, but that is not so great, really. It's good enough for the time being for one to make people happy. That's fine. But you have done nothing to show for it. You tried and you failed. Even if 2030 is you tried and you're nothing to show for it. I mean, look at Point Lisas. Point Lisas is supposed to be the grand discovery for a new horizon, for a new day to come in Trinidad. It was a flop. And it's all a flop because your power was more important than work. Your power to hold on to government, take precedence, transcend everything else. It is trumped everything else, not our Trump. It trumps everything else. And once you do that, you cannot, and honestly, take a country forward. You cannot. By building a house that is worth how much million, they're only saying 70 million, how much, that means more than that. But you cannot build a house and can't have no people to show for how you build this house. I mean, that alone is enough to bring down any government in any decent society, any forward-looking society. That alone is enough to take you down. You can't build a big balance sheet house, and when they ask for the receipt, you hand on the show for it, you get donations. Well, you better be careful. Government taking donations, or that's
They
illegal.
run
too.
raffle with the rich, man. They run raffle with the rich.
They
Listen to me.
run raffle with
Politics,
the raffle buy. You build a $70 million on raffle. Well, call
according
it
to the
the who wins the
founder,
first prize for the last time. Call it okay, Shimoli winners.
according to the founder of this UNC party, politics has a morality of its own, and in other words, politics have no morality. Right?
Yeah. Because you could build a house with and tell me that everybody pitch in. I mean, if you go to ask Suraj Ramachan how come he built St. Patrick County Council, was making the best part of the council for a few years in the 1980s. How did you do it? He'll tell you by donations from people in the area. That is not the high. So if the PNM, why do PNM say, well, donations from pro PNM people? We didn't have any serious donations. You say so. Make a reasonable argument. Don't come and say because people
But donation has to be
just
documented how it was collected. You can't collect
yeah, but you
donations
don't
in
have to.
politics without documenting with a paper trail, without a paper trail. But in
But here's
Trinidad
what's
and
more
Tobago
important:
again,
you have to show when the permits were approved and when it was released.
well,
The permits.
we thinking like an American, and that is Trinidad and Tobago. So they do what we thinking that should be done because we lived here so long. Is that it don't happen so down there?
No, I think like on American because I'm telling you that they could get build a damn house with the donations only.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is the documentation part of it, the paper trail, how you collect that donation.
We have
You
to
know,
declare all donations from if you collect. You have to declare. The party did you declare? No. Did you do
yeah,
the paperwork? No. Did you file the income tax? No. The house had to have a registration. Who's paying the water rate and the house rate for the house? Who show me all the
yes,
documents? You got
yes.
when did you pass? Did TNT come and visit the house? Show me the report. Did WhatsApp come in and we give the sign the stamp of approval? All those documents you have to have in place. How much did it cost you? Did WhatsApp do it for free?
Eric William Cosa Nostra government party government is above the law in Trinidad. They control the justice system.
Yeah,
They control the police.
that's the point I'm
They,
making.
con-
The party is first, the country second. So don't question the
they
party.
control everything. They could dominate everything. They call the shots. They could pull anybody's string. They could force anybody to do anything. Right? So I mean, this is not a party that's been in just a few days in comparison to they have own. I mean, you know that they control everything. They have everybody. They have everybody, but you know,
Oh yeah,
by
and
their
that is
throat.
why they never bother to look over the shoulder. Because as far as they're concerned, it's only one way forward, and the PNA way, nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, and then that
Just-
domination not only go through Trinidad. That power runs through the Caribbean. The PNM has the power because they have had the Caribbean in their pockets.
Yeah, yeah, and
Father Williams. So that's the name of the game, bro.
yeah, yeah, and
Doc, you should write that book, you know.
You what?
Yeah, I think you should write that book on your experience, the political experience.
Yeah,
None of the
this
financial
is
experience, but the political. I know you're more in the
yeah.
finance thing, but I think you should go down the history road a little bit.
Yeah, I have a little few things I could talk about them, and these people, we know them, and the party number one, and they will tell you that the party predominates. If there's a quarrel in the party, don't question the party. Question anybody else. Even you could even question the leader, but not the party. The party. Did you observe what this opposition leader is doing these days? I think Sumit Mobi was kind of on this just now. I don't think he was mentioning it. She used to be taking.
This lady shameless.
The opposition is to be taking 3 and 4 days to reply to the government. She's not doing that anymore. If Kamala says something in the morning, this afternoon she replied.
Yeah.
She's learning how to get on it, and because the party get behind her, because the party was answering, she was not saying anything.
Yeah.
So she decided to reply verbatim almost immediately. Not within 24 hours. She was having an answer for the PNM, for the minister, or whoever it is waiting for the prime minister in particular.
Yeah.
So we talk about bullhorn. You see who grabbing the bullhorn? Look who is grabbing the bullhorn. Before PM do it, she's doing it. And it's working. The amount of people, because the UNC had to go back on the back foot and counteract. They have to counteract what the PNM is saying. Because the PNM taking an interest in it. And they're doing it in real time. And that is why that boy, the name I mentioned to a marvelous fellow. He's just like this is what he does.
Yeah.
This is what they do.
It doesn't have to have any truth and merit to it. That's politics. But we have to fire back here. We can fire back here.
Yeah, no. Here, there, everywhere and here too. So,
yeah, I'm telling you is we should not wait for somebody in the executive part of the UNC to respond. We can respond here. We could fire back from this end.
Yeah.
You know.
So those years, I'm telling you, I'm looking forward for the day, my lifetime and your lifetime, that the UNC government would have a second 5 years and successfully completed it, and then we will get somewhere. In the meantime, we are just occupying this house, but we're not living there yet.
Yeah,
the PNM still living in the house. The PNM, this is still PNM house.
Yeah.
But we know, and most of our people know, the house belongs to the people and not the PNM. And you have to have a hard time fight selling that to them. Because as far as they're concerned, that's why they say we wouldn't forget. As though they give Putin power and she wouldn't forget, she'll get back at you. Lady, go in your corner and sit down quiet and say worship and pray for your Emancipation Day. You should have been in a church somewhere praying for your ancestors. You come here to tell us who forget and who remember. You better try and remember and don't forget. You're right, don't forget. Don't forget your ancestors. You worked so hard to get you all where you are.
Well, we didn't get it.
The Benjamin lady will find you and she'll be okay. You could forget
one of the hardest working MP. Michelle Benjamin works very long hours. She's on the go.
Yes. Show me a PNM minister who could work like she. Show me one of them. Point for point.
She's very intelligent. She's very approachable at the same time too.
All in every point, she's scoring 100. Show me bring out the best PNM lady, including Penelope Beckles, bring point by point and see which one better.
Gary, if I may interject here, remember we had the carnival, this year's carnival, we had the Flower Village. That was a very, very successful event, first time in the history of Trinidad. And there's about 90 or 95% of the people who benefited most from this were the African people who were selling the corn soup, and all the artists and everything was all free of charge. Free of charge. But look at the beneficiaries, the spin-off, the multiplier effect of the value added. Who were the beneficiaries of this all? And yet they are not satisfied. This you have to
You know,
make the
let
point.
me just butt in here. Let me just butt in here. If you know what Benjamin should have tell her, I mean, she wouldn't do it. She would have said, "Madam, I wouldn't forget either. You're biting the hand that fed you the food. You're biting my hand. I wouldn't forget either that I gave you because but I mean, she wasn't answering back way. But that's what happened. The food that feed you, you tell you wouldn't forget. Well, I won't forget either. You biting back the own hand that fed you. Go ahead, sorry, Suman.
But you see, this is their mentality. Remember, and should never forget this. They always are gimme. Nothing is enough for these camps. Nothing. You could give them the whole of Trinidad and they will swallow it and say that is not enough for them. Yeah. That is not enough for them. They should get this. When they give them free school books, free uniform, free transportation, free breakfast and dinner, or we need help to buy this school bag. We need help to buy this. We need help to. So how much help do you need? Everybody, bloody part of the world, education is expense. So face up to the reality. 9 out of 10 times they don't know who the parents or mother, father, all these things are. So why you propagate? You getting help. Be thankful for the help you're getting, but there are certain segments who they just want everything. Every single thing must be free. I'm sure they live in a free damn government house as well. I'm sure they're not paying any mortgage or anything for that. No water rate, no light bill. Everything for their children are free. And yet the turnout, the product, the output, the net result is a pack of, you see how they behave in school? Who are the ones who are fighting and all this BS in schools that you see going around most of the time? What are the schools? Which type of school? Where are they located? And you see these things. So you don't have to pan out and answer to every question, every issue they raise. You know? Because nothing is enough. You have to know the mentality of these people. Nothing is enough for them. Nothing. So you have to be careful. You have to know who to answer and when to answer certain people. Don't make this.
Yeah, but so we have to show a level of caring and sympathy for those people who should have been treated better, but are not being treated better. And we try to liberate them. There's only so much we can do at a time. So we have to live with a level of tolerance for that psyche, that behavior that was bestowed on them from generation to generation. This is not yesterday's. This is not even from 1956. Some of it was even before 1956. So it is a long, long tradition to deal with those. So you have, and that is why Kamala was correct when saying that everybody will win. So it's better you put a government where everybody will get, and not only your constituency. But what the PNM answer is this, that once you equalize the society, then it becomes unequal. Because equality is certain people get more than the others, and then we equal. But if you come and say, Labre or Mayaro must get as much as Tonapuna and Laventille and Digo Martin, you're racial. It's not supposed to be equal. It's supposed to be that our PNM people get first preference before everybody else, and that is equality. So you must know there are two equalities in Trinidad, where every constituency is equal, and the other one is where the PNM constituency is more equal than the other constituencies. So we equal, but some more equal than others. That is the true description of the current opposition, what they're doing.
Anyway, guys,
Dr. Maharaj, I want to book you for tomorrow night too.
I know tomorrow night, but next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm occupied. So
yeah.
Next Tuesday and Wednesday.
When can you come back, Dr. Maharaj? When can you come back and talk?
tomorrow is Friday. But whenever you have somebody who might come along, I believe Suman gonna be here too. Well, he'll be here. I think he'll be here, right? Whoever again, that's fine. And if you want to, I want to continue. No, I want to make this point really, because I want
Yeah.
to tell you that the inequality, how the measurement is going, the kind of metric that's being used on the PNM, and you have to expose them for the ill metric, the bias metric that they're using. So Trinidad cannot be a just society if you have those people in charge. They're too bubblish, they're too cheapish, they're too wicked. There's nothing somebody call them wicked. I don't want to mean by wicked. But these people are too
Yeah, no,
biased.
you're right. You're right. If you look
They,
at what
they,
was been done to the country, especially with the last 10 years, it's high class wickedness.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
guys, I'm signing off, Gary.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, it's late, man. Okay, let me hear the guy.
मेरी जान निकल जाती है तुम हंसते रहते हो तो एक बिजली सी चमक जाती है 100 साल पहले मुझे तुमसे प्यार था मुझे तुमसे प्यार था आज भी है और कल भी रहेगा सदियों से तुझसे जिया बेकरार था जिया बेकरार था आज भी है और कल भी रहेगा हंसते रहते हो तो एक बिजली से चमक जाती मेरी जान निकल जाती तुम हंसते रहते हो तो एक बिजली से चमक जाती है मुझे जीते जीते तेरा इंतजार था तेरा इंतजार था आज भी है और कल भी रहेगा 100 साल पहले मुझे तुमसे प्यार था मुझे तुमसे प्यार था आज भी है और कल भी रहेगा चलवा ये मस्त बहार तुम्ही से है इस दिल की तारों में मधुर झनकार तुम्ही से है और ये हंसी जलवा ये मस्त बहार तुम्ही से है दिल को ये मेरा सनम तेरा तलबगार था तेरा तलबगार था आज भी है और कल भी रहेगा 100 साल पहले मुझे तुमसे प्यार था मुझे तुमसे प्यार था आज भी है और कल भी रहेगा और कल भी रहेगा और कल भी रहेगा
Hey, Doc.
You see, yeah, good, very good.
Yeah.
I got it.
We gotta get together again. A long time we had to do something like this. We get together in a little fete thing, man. But we work towards that. I have to organize
Yeah,
something.
later.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right
man,
then.
thank
Good
you.
night. We'll
Good
be in
night.
touch. Good night,
Okay,
everybody.
later. Yeah. Let me get out of here. Shit, you're coming out though.
Okay.
Well, it's Josh and Reshma. Chutney store. Blue Fox, what we say? Banda like she only catching it. Saying she say like she only wanting it. Calling my phone when I'm getting it. No.
तमन्ना है कि हीरा मुझे मिल जाए चाहे मेरी जान जाए चाहे मेरा दिल जाए अपना की तमन्ना है कि हीरा मुझे मिल जाए चाहे मेरी जान जाए चाहे मेरा दिल जाए
ओए रो तरारा कितने दिनों के बाद की सूरत देखी है
एक भगवान
छूटे दुनिया भर हाथों से हाथ तेरा ये छूटे ना
साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है
तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार
साथी हो मित्र हो साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है
तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार
साथी तेरा प्यार पूजा है
तेरे सिवा कौन मेरा दूजा है यार जयश